See, Jeanty, back at it again, and I have a real special. Is this an unboxing? I don't know what to call this thing. We're here at our office. We have a fantastic product we certainly want to talk about, but it's not a tradition. I'm not putting it in my mouth, so I don't know if I'm not putting it in my mouth. I don't know what to call it unboxing, but unless I'm putting it in my head, in my mind, so perhaps it's even of more substance. I got Daniel Jeanty right next to me. Thank you. You guys remember this fella, this educated doctor of educative progression in the country. When I did my last episode, we were at his place. Now you get the opportunity to come to my place.
I get to visit you.
That's fantastic. I'm real happy about that. And we're talking about, and he lived to his promise. I said, listen, you had a book coming out, part 2 of that fantastic trade, not aid, right? And so this is part 2, trade to self-sustainability. And he said he'd be back to talk about it, and he gave us the honor to be able to do that, to talk about it, and here we are. I had a chance to look this book over, and the moment I put it down, I messaged Daniel and I said, Daniel, you have to come out here. You have to talk about this book. People need to know about this book. So again, Daniel, thanks so much for giving us that opportunity.
Chris, it's a pleasure. I'm a big fan of everything you do, promoting Haiti in a new light, investment, and spreading the news that Haiti is not all negative. And this is adding to a movement of moving Haiti forward. And this is what you're doing is just instrumental.
Thank you.
To that.
And really, I'm not doing it by myself, because we have so many other talented people out there and talented books and like this here that's really helping. Because so many times I get into these conversations with folks who don't know better, and instead of just sitting for an hour and breaking it down, listen. Go, Daniel Jeanty, he's on Amazon. He has a website. Just go grab his prior book, and now I can say, once you're done with that, grab part 2 of it.
Absolutely.
So it's a team effort. That's what I'm trying to say. And so thank you for doing your part as well. Thanks so much. And that's the biggest thing I got from this book was really the fact that there's so many other geo world studies that have taken how to leverage what they have, because the biggest thing you see is the most successful countries really don't have much.
No,
they don't really have the amount of agricultural terrain. They don't really have much in terms of raw material. But what they do is what they do have, they put them to work.
That's right.
And maximize them.
That's right.
So let me ask. So of all the countries that are talked about in this book, which one maybe has the most parallels to Haiti? Because you provide a list of a lot of. Is it really just there's certain parts of each country we can take, or is there a country really that most identifies as what Haiti is right now and where it could be?
I think. Let me just put it this way. There are countries that have been similar to Haiti, and we talked about this in the book. For instance, let's just say 1960 as a base, where many countries that were at Haiti's level at that time, they were able to take off. And this is when we talk about South Korea. And you talk about South Korea today, it's a country with GDP per capita that is far beyond countries like Mexico. A neighbor of the United States. And the way we describe South Korea in the book and how they have been able to apply the OBED principle in terms of turning their assets into marketable opportunity is fantastic. That's right there, our neighbor, Dominican Republic. We're at the same GDP per capita level in 1960. But all of those countries has taken off. Dominican Republic much less than South Korea, but it's the fastest growing country in Latin America and the Caribbean. There's also other countries that also have pretty much regressed from that point. You're talking about African countries like Congo, or I've talked about Republic Central Africa. Those countries are still poorer than Haiti, and their poverty rate is there's no sign of improvement there. That's substantial, you can see. There's another category of countries that has not made it to the standard of South Korea, that has not either regressing to where they are poorer than Haiti, but that from that point in time that has connected to the global economy, that is making fantastic standard of living for the citizen. Countries like Ethiopia. Bangladesh. Like Ethiopia is just one example we talk in the book, and one case we are highlighted is how they've been able to take trash, for instance, a problem for a country, and turn that into electricity, into massive investment where they're going to be burning 400,000 pounds of trash every year to make 100 megawatt of electricity. So, and seeing Ethiopia taken up like this, and how they are engaged their overpopulation, how they are connecting to the global market, is just one prime example of a country that is on its way to development, and that you can pin down the specific kind of investment they have done, where they have done it, how much it has been, and what kind of overall climate the Ethiopian people, through their government, has been able to put in place to allow this growth to happen for the betterment of the citizen. So, in other words, what we have done is to take the results of this research, basically, and show different countries that have been able to apply these principles over some years, and this is the result they have gotten.
So the pushback I'm gonna give you right now, right? Because folks who are reading this and or even just hearing about it, okay, you're talking about this country, that country, this country. But those who have a little bit of familiarity with Haiti, they could say, Haiti's such a basket case. Haiti is such a unique in terms of its problems that we can't really even look at other countries. What's your response to that? That Haiti's so uniquely in a poor situation that there isn't an analogy here. What do you say to that?
I think they are wrong.
Okay.
They are very wrong. But this economic development model goes beyond those differences. It tells you, on a normal situation, as a people group, if you apply those principles within your own context, those are the results you will get. This book does not tell you. First of all, it's a policy book.
Yes.
It's a policy book.
Yeah.
The aim is to educate the population, business people, government people, of the direction the country should follow. And based on that, you will find the roads, the elements that takes you to economic betterment. And if you can, within the uniqueness, if you can agree on certain elements of the economy, of where investment should go, how much investment, and where the country can, for instance, should create the most part of its job pool, because a country has an amount of people working at a certain amount of time, where the government, civil society, the core people who are thinking about the country, where should they focus the bulk part of job creation? Where should they put more private investment? Where should the government invest more in infrastructure? Those are the competitive advantage. Those are the industries that have the most potential for growth, the most potential for job creation, and the most potential for economic betterment. The same way too, though.
Where you invest, it also depends on where you are, because you provide a chart of, depending on where the country is and development-wise, where they potentially should go. And I really like that diagram. You're really thinking about some issues that I tell you, if we had more leaders like you in the political spectrum thinking about this stuff, not just doing positive, think about this stuff, we would be in a much deeper, better place. So maybe I'll probably end it here and ask, so what, if you're a policy, this is a policy paper, right? And so if you were to give this to a president, right, or someone in that leadership position, and they can only take, there's so much meat in here, only take three things that could in the 5 years that they have, should they focus on? What do you feel should be the laser focus of any administration here in Haiti? Because at the end of the day, this is, even though it's for the world, but we're in Haiti, we want a better Haiti. What should you feel the top three things we focus on?
Top 3 decision. We have to address the extreme poverty in Haiti as a social problem. We cannot ignore the plight of people who are living in extreme poverty, that don't eat to their
Nutritional needs.
Pregnant women that are nurturing babies that are born with food deficiency and their brain is not growing, you get ineffective adult tomorrow. We've got to find a way to solve this problem by providing nutrition assistance to the people. The second thing is medicine. We have to provide a way to. So my first advice is not even economic.
Yeah.
It's social and human
The social
advice.
programs,
Because if you look at the data we present in this book, all developed countries and developing countries are following that trend. They have less people working in agriculture, and yet agriculture is producing more. They have a little bit more working in manufacturing, and with technology, they spend less there to make more wealth. In services is where they have the most amount of people working. Because the value added, the wealth is creating faster in services today than it is in manufacturing and agriculture. But at the same time, you need a diversification of all 3. And other industries. We just selected 3 industries here as we highlight in this book. We need other industries like construction, so et cetera, et cetera. But those 3 industries, you need to diversify them to make a harmony of how you invest according to the importance of they have within the context of your economy. So basically, Haiti today create the most job. You would need to transition that slowly to high value added manufacturing to some sort of services. Like you have a company that does outsourcing. You need a lot of company that does outsourcing. And we need to start, setting assembly line to assemble TVs and computers, and like Surtab is doing it, like Manutech is doing it. So Haiti is ready to scale up. It's an economy where you can easily train people to assemble TV with a very strong quality management, quality control aspect. Plan together and follow the step-by-step formula like other countries have done.
So what I'm hearing social services, number 1, to get at the heart of that, right? The health of the people. So those, and I appreciate that, the fact that out of the 3, you really focus on things that aren't even economic, right? And then the third, you say, all right, we work on diversifying the economy and bringing in industries that will be value added and then creating the wealth. I love that. And that's something we got to really appreciate. But
also the thing, Chris, is the social aspect improvement and the economic investment, they can happen at the same time.
Yeah, they can. They really can. That's a big thing. There's so many things that happen here in the country. For example, there's the increase of the minimum wage. Absolutely important. But what frustrates me and a lot of business people is that we're doing all these things, but yet what about the business environment as well? Why aren't we also changing legislation to potentially allow it to be easier to file your taxes, easier to register and get new employees into your system? So there's a lot of friction that happens between the businesses and the government that the government never addresses, but they do these other things that I pay my employees much well above the minimum wage, right? But the thing is that that's all you're hearing. You're getting this one-side response from the government. And that's what I like about yours is you're saying, okay, we're going to do these 2 things that are absolutely crucial, but then we're going to do these other things, get a plan in place to bring it. And I think a big part of that is the legal business environment to make it easier for people of all levels, the business, to be able to register and be active.
Well, when we talk about reform, in the government. This $1 billion has to have a good environment to grow. Because you can invest $1 billion and lose $1 billion in 10 years.
Listen, the president, whenever the president I'm gonna be a fan for is the president that comes in on day 1. He says on day 1, all this crap about 3 months to register your corporation and a $4,000.
No, that has to go.
That ends.
has to go.
It's gonna be like our neighbor in Dominican Republic. It's $100 in one day.
Yeah.
In one bureau, I go to one place and I'm done.
Let me tell you.
That president.
Let me tell you. 30 minutes, $10.
Yeah, you know what? I love that.
That's what you should need
I love that.
to start a company.
Seriously.
All the businesses that the $1 billion I'm talking about will have to be channeled through businesses.
Yes.
And if you want those businesses to create jobs, you have to make it easy for them.
Yeah.
And it's not. I've seen a lot of people that are saying, Daniel, you're saying all of this, but they are for other countries. No, they are not. They are what we should be doing.
Yep.
And any decent government, any person who has the decency, who has the force and understanding what needs to be doing, you will not be complacent of what we cannot do.
Yeah, being open for business cannot be a marketing campaign. It needs to be, what are the structural legal changes that you're doing to allow it to be an easier environment? And I can tell you, I haven't seen it yet.
It's not happening yet.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, you see the economy is growing, is not growing right now. It's going backwards.
Yeah,
so
because
we might have a negative growth this year.
Yeah. No, that's anyone who's telling you not, they're a little too optimistic. But I tell you though, I'm gonna do my best to hand as many politicians, as many political people this book here, because it very much is a road guide, a policy paper, educational masterpiece in terms of providing folks a clear path forward that isn't just, again, opinion. It's fact-based.
It's a recipe.
It's a recipe.
It's a
I like that.
formula.
It's a Popeye's chicken of policy and political thought.
Within the right environment, it will produce a good meal.
Absolutely.
A good sandwich.
So listen, Daniel, I want to thank you so much for coming out, and you can get this book in so many places. You can on your website,
My website, DJLHaiti.com/mybooks.
Okay.
On Amazon as
too.
well.
Okay, Amazon. You're going to put the links down below. I can't recommend this book enough. In fact, this book, I got assigned directly from Daniel, so I want to appreciate you on that. This is mine, but again, we have 3 here. You can get lots more copies that can be sent to you. The ebook as well. You got an e-version? E-version? Yeah, perfect. So you get the ebook however you want to consume it. So again, From Trade to Self-Sustainability by Daniel Jean-Louis. Thank you so much, Daniel, for coming out.
Thank you, Chris. It's a pleasure. Hey, guys, get the book.
Until we're back at it again, guys. We'll be back at it again. Peace.